Hey everyone, I really love the feedback that I'm getting in regards to my Tafo tips. And one question that I got was, how do I improve my tournament mindset? So I'm going to take the position to say that or the assumptions rather, that you're probably, a newer player and you may get nervous and, you may have a lot of expectations on yourself, and this may actually be why you don't even come to tournaments to begin with. So first aside, I've mentioned this many times before, you're not really expected to be the best right away, and there is a learning curve, and it is really hard to get good at Melee. So just be rest assured that even though you've been playing for a couple months, if you don't see some improvement right away or you're not getting the results right away, it's perfectly fine and it's perfectly normal. I'm not saying it's okay to necessarily settle, but I am also saying that you don't have to be so hard on yourself. And for a lot of us, even just getting the basic technical knowledge and the mechanical skills for this game is really hard. It's not easy. And there are people that have been playing this for countless years. So first of all, let's throw out the lofty expectations. I'm not saying not to dream or not to set goals for yourself, but don't beat yourself up before even this event happens, because more often than not, you're probably going to go 0-2. What else I would say is, at the end of the day, even if you win or lose, you're still yourself. Losing isn't the end of the world. So for me, what's helped a lot is just coming in with this no fear mentality of really saying, like, if I win, that's cool, I really want that, but if I lose, I'm totally okay. And that actually helps me a lot in saying and not getting nervous, because when I put these expectations and when I put pressure on myself, then when something goes wrong, I beat myself up. When I'm starting to lose or when the game's close, then all these questions start coming into my head. And one thing that also helps is being present in the moment. So for some people, this actually helps a lot, and it's just simply don't really go into, don't really look at your bracket ahead of time. Just kind of come in fresh, and you just play in the moment. Because what a lot of people do is they look at their bracket and they're like, oh my gosh, I have to play Mango round 1, I'm gonna get crushed, or I'm gonna have to play this guy, I hate this matchup. And by doing that, you're already mentally defeating yourself before even the matchup begins. And so ultimately, what you also need to realize, if we want to think about this logically, is there are things that that are already set in stone. Who you play, what character they play, you can't change that. So by whining, complaining, beating yourself up, it doesn't help the situation. So when you rationalize that, it's like, just ask yourself, am I being productive with my thoughts? And if the answer is no, then you just move on and focus on the match. And when you're playing in the match, just focus on being present. Mango talked about this. The game is fundamentally about options. What the character can do. Fox is Fox. Sheik is Sheik. And you know the limits of the character, or you will come to understand as you get to play the game more and more. So when I hit Mango with a grab as Sheik against his Fox, he turns into a normal Fox. It's not Mango, it's just the Fox on the controller, on the screen that I'm grabbing. And so it's really important. And maybe you fall behind, maybe you're playing a better player than you or a worse player, and certain questions come into mind of oh my gosh, I might win this match, or oh my gosh, I might get upset, what will people think about me? Well, honestly, those thoughts do not matter. They do not help contribute to your win or your loss or the current moment you are playing. So it really just helps, just focus on the game, focus on the stock, focus on the situation. And the more you focus on things that are relevant to what you need to be doing, which is playing the game, getting the stock, playing the neutral game, that's what matters. Just throw out results out the window, throw out the what ifs, throw out well, if I beat this person, or what if I lose, because those don't matter, those don't contribute to anything. And I know it could be really hard, and I know for a lot of people, Melee is an escape, and I know for myself, when I first started playing, I wasn't really that confident of a person. And I think as you kind of round yourself up and you deal with things in life, yes, Melee is important to me and I really love winning, but you kind of realize at the end of the day, you're still you. And I think that's what's most important. You're still the person you are. You're still loved by your friends and family, I hope, and you're still a valuable person. And if you can come to accept and love yourself in that manner, I think the confidence kind of carries over to performing well. And that's why, it's really important to balance out your life as well. And I think that for me, like when I balance my spiritual life, when I am exercising and I'm resting, it actually helps quell those anxious thoughts. It helps me focus. It helps me perform better. So that's a very short talk. I'll do a follow-up. So if you guys have questions or specific things that you want to talk about for mindset of the issues that you deal with in tournament, go ahead and write a YouTube comment. Go ahead and write a YouTube comment. I'll read them and I'll create a follow-up video. But those are just some general pieces of advice, and I hope that this really helps. And so, if you really like this series, you like the Scar and Toph Show, you like our podcast, you like the Tafo Talks, go ahead and subscribe, because we plan to bring out a lot more YouTube content in 2016.